Hello, Steve White, Tripway 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's Alleged Gatekeeper. Okay, so I just watched Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 3, Episode 1, Grounded. It was okay. Marriner is not my favourite character. I really don't like her. When she's out of control and the rest of the crew is just trying to fix all the problems she's causing, it's not a fun episode. It's not a good story. It's not interesting. It's just tedious. And unfortunately, that's what this episode was. Now, the end of the second season, the last few episodes were quite good. I enjoyed the show. There was a shift from that sort of story where it's all about Marriner causing chaos and them thinking it's funny to have everyone else run around trying to fix her problems, which is really just not entertaining or funny or interesting or anything. So they kind of got away from that a bit, and they actually allowed her to just be a normal Starfleet cadet at times, or officer at times, and the other officers got to just Starfleet, and it was good. But this episode was right back to just all her running amok just constantly, and everyone else just running around trying to stop her from going crazy and ruining things. So I found it a really tedious episode, unfortunately. Now, basically what happened in the episode was, as I said, Marriner is running around smashing things and carrying on because she has to wait for the case to be tried, and she can't do anything. Now, Boilerman does suggest that, because all the logs were destroyed, he suggests that his personal logs he kept would actually document everything as well. So they want to go to the Cerritos to get his logs, because they don't want to do it for official channels, because she doesn't trust Starfleet to do anything right. So, because of course. And they're going to beam over, so they try and break into a transporter room somewhere. But the guy who's manning it is like an old grandpa, and they can't do it, so they end up just talking to him, and he gives them the idea of using the Phoenix from there's like a First Contact park, theme park, with Phoenix rides that go up into space, because there are these passing aliens that are travelling through on some sort of mating route, and they are stopping the transporter signals from working. So they have to actually fly up, so they have to steal a ship. So they end up going up in the Phoenix, and they have James Cromwell, doing a hologram of Zephyr Cochrane. It's kind of okay. It's kind of amusing. There are a few moments I kind of laughed in. There's little character moments that kind of work, but the overall, I don't find this Marriner running amok, everyone else running around trying to fix everything funny, and they just go through this sort of type of story too often. So yeah, they get to the ship and they go through the logs, and basically Marriner is like, these are useless, it's just you talking about trivial rubbish, no one wants to hear this, it's not going to help anything. And again, then she decides to steal the Cerritos, like actually try and take it. Starfleet catches them, and fortunately for them, the aliens suddenly start mating on the ship, so they use that as an excuse and pretend like they were there to help them mate. And Starfleet believes it. They're like, oh, it's so great to see cadets, going, the extra mile for these aliens, blah, blah, blah. So security kind of believes it, but they still need a captain to sign off on it. They need, some proof that they had orders. And then Mariner's mother shows up. Why? Because she was found innocent, because Starfleet works. Because it's this utopian, perfect, society that works. So it's not this dark, nasty, cynical patriarchy that they keep trying to make it out to be. So she just explains the whole story about how there was a behind the scenes thing where they were working out what happened with the Pakleds. The Pakleds actually destroyed their own planet, thinking they'd get a better planet from Starfleet in return, that it'd have like more minerals and be richer in things. So that backfires on them, and she's like, wow, okay. She's surprised that Starfleet worked, and the story that her mother tells sounds like a really good Star Trek movie. Whereas this was just an episode of Marriner running amok and everyone just running around after her trying to fix her problems. And it's just tedious. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. I hate this type of story. When they don't do this type of story, the show is actually okay. Okay, so Marriner her mother's been out an hour, and she has to fix Mariner's problems because she stole the ship. So she's like, look, I can't control you anymore. I'm just going to give you over to Ransom, and he can just be in charge, so that way you don't have someone biased, you don't have your mother, blah, blah, blah. So now that's, I guess, the next episode is him putting her through some sort of, I don't know. But so long as we just go back to just regular Starfleet sort of stories where the actual other characters get to just Starfleet and do something rather than just running around fixing her problems for half an hour, we might actually have, the rest of the season be good. So yeah, I'm very disappointed by this episode. Don't like the Marriner running amok, everyone having to fix her problems episodes. But when they're not doing that, the show's okay. So I'm optimistic for the next episode. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.